Okay, so I waited before I made my third video, and I just wanted to see how things played out. And a lot of things have happened. The abortion bill in New York and the abortion bill in Virginia that immediately got covered up by the whole fiasco with the dude wearing blackface. I'm going to address the Virginia one. The abortion stuff is completely another video, another topic. But with the Virginia one, who gives a fuck? Honestly, if somebody was racist 30 years ago, that does not mean they're racist now. 30 years ago, it was acceptable to wear blackface and go to a party because you liked the black people that you were trying to represent. So it was actually flattering back then. So it doesn't matter. And all the conservatives, all the Republicans, all the Democrats, all the liberals getting so aggravated about somebody wearing blackface 30 years ago, get over it. That guy, that governor, has so much more crap that you need to be worried about. 2 months ago, he introduced a bill that would actually ban all high capacity being over 10 rounds, acceptable guns, which means every pistol that's semi-automatic, so revolvers is all you got left, because every pistol you can get a magazine that can slide right in, that can accept 20, 25, 30 rounds. Okay? So they're all gone under his bill that he pushed for very hard, and everybody seems to have forgot almost immediately. Under that bill, it also said assault weapon-like. Assault weapon-like. That doesn't even make sense. Even you gun control people, you've got to agree that saying that trying to ban very fast cars and saying that, oh yeah, a very fast car-like car needs to be banned too. So essentially, some little rice burner that can only go 80 miles an hour just because it has a spoiler on it is now banned. That's essentially what you're doing when you're doing an assault weapons ban and saying anything that looks like an assault weapon is scary and dangerous. You're banning cars with spoilers. You're banning cars with fart cans, which I actually I would support that. I hate that loud crap. Alright, so then the governor, 2 months later after going after gun rights, then turns around and literally says that a baby would be born and then a discussion would be made. Now, I don't know about you, but if I was born and then a discussion was made, I probably wouldn't have been here. I was an ugly fucking kid. I came out, my nose was on the side of my face and everything else. So if that was an option, yeah, I might not would have been here. Alright, so I had to get that out of the way. The Virginia crap, the guy is evil. Forget about what he did 30 years ago. Focus on what he has actually put into legislation and what matters. Now, for bigger, more federal things, let's move on to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and her Green New Deal. This wonderful thing that's going to save the planet because according to her, in 12 years, it's not going to exist. We're all going to be dead in 12 years. We have heard that so many times. In 1970, the world was not supposed to make it through the 80s. In 2005, we weren't supposed to make it to 2019. Okay? I don't care what you believe. I really don't. If you believe in global warming, if you believe in climate change, there's actual scientific fact about the pole shifting that supports climate change. That is nothing that humans can do anything with. Nothing. We're just sitting on this big marble that's floating around in space with magnetic poles that are going to switch. It is going to affect the climate. Nothing you can fucking do about it. As far as the global warming crap is concerned, there is equal amount, if not more, evidence that supports that it's a complete crock of bullshit than actually supports it being real. Yes, acid rain's a real thing. Yes, we do affect the climate, but it's localized. Alright? Besides, you cut down an entire rainforest, that does affect it. However, NASA just yesterday released a photo that said the world is like 20% more green than it was 20 years ago. And that's due to mankind planting trees and stuff. So when it comes to stuff like that, actually being progressive and caring about the planet is good. You don't want to pollute your water and all that crap. And if somebody does it, they tend to go to jail. Unless they use the corrupt system and get out of it. Different thing. But with all that being said, let's go into what's in this Green New Deal, because people seem to love it because they don't know a damn thing about it. They just know that AOC created it, and Nancy Pelosi supports it, and Chuck Schumer supports it, and like 57 Democrats support it, and they're smart people. It was ripped down from her website because it was so dumb. First thing, she wants to get rid of all cars within the next 10 years. All cars. Okay? You see me? I'm driving right now. I would not be able to drive. I'd have to hop on my little horse, and then my 2-hour drive would probably be an entire fucking day thing. If not 2 days. I'm in communications, people. I do telephone work. Without that, you're not talking to nobody. So, that comes to a crawl. Think of everything else that's going to come to a crawl just if you eliminate that. Then she wants to eliminate planes. Okay? This is only our country, by the way. Only ours. The entire rest of the world is still going to have cars and planes. She wants to eliminate plane travel in 10 years and replace it with high-speed rail. Just cost alone would cripple the country. High-speed rail, she's not talking about the little steam engine crap that's going along, which, by the way, trains polluted way more, and that actually caused everybody to start thinking about the environment. That's when you had the acid rain, when the coal trains were running everywhere. What she's talking about is more along the lines of maglev systems. Maglevs are where you take electromagnets, electro meaning electricity, so you need the electricity. I'll get to that in a second. But you take the electromagnet and you put enough electricity into that magnet to where it pushes the train off of the rails and then it slides along. China has a few of them. They're great, but they cost, I don't know. I haven't even really looked at the cost. I've read about them and everything else. I love electricity, and I love magnetism, and I love that they can do that, but it's not cost effective even to do it in one place, because you're gonna have to charge a shit ton for it just for one ticket, and if you don't, then you're going in the hole with it. Now you want to replace all the planes. Typically, those rail systems either go around a city or they go to and from a city. She's talking about from North Carolina to California, from New York to California, from California to Texas, to Maine, to North Dakota, to Washington. The entire state, connect all the cities with expensive ass rail systems. It's not going to speed anything up. That's going to slow us down. It's going to cost so much that we honestly can't even afford it. Now let's get to more of what we can't afford from the great Green New Deal. She wants to replace every building in America. That means your home, that means your office, that means the little gas station on the corner. She wants to tear them all down and replace them with green materials. That is completely unfeasible. Cannot do that. Where are people, first off, where are people gonna live while their home's getting torn down? Who's gonna pay for their home to be rebuilt? And I swear to God, if you say the government, you pay for the government. That's you. Can you afford to build your house, to rebuild your house with more greener, expensive materials? I highly doubt it. Most people can't. Now, it's not just the homes though. That 40-story skyrise sitting in your city. Yeah, that's got to be redone too. Who's gonna pay for that? Guess what? It's you, through the government. The government's gonna pay for it. Yay! No, you're gonna pay for it. That's just the top 3 that are just ridiculous. You want to find out more? Do some research. Guarantee you, you're going to be laughing at it, and you're going to realize how dumb this woman is. How dumb all the other politicians who are supporting it are. Because if you can support that, you either are dumb as a box of rocks, or you don't care about anything and you're just there for yourself. Cortez actually said in the bill itself that if all the Fortune 500 companies, all the other companies in America, all the billionaires that my generation seems to hate, if all of them came together, it wouldn't even tickle the number that we would need to do this. Okay. So let's move on real fast to my second video. Almost 3 weeks ago, when I told y'all that the Democrats most likely were not going to negotiate and we would get another government shutdown. Okay. They negotiated. They came out and they destroyed immigration policy with their new bill. They're going to shrink ICE, which is technically a conservative thing, to shrink part of the government. But when that part of the government is actually preventing other parts of the government from growing, then normally conservatives will actually stand for it. She wants to shrink ICE. She wants to shrink the detention centers and all that, which effectively would release illegal aliens, and those illegal aliens happen to mostly be criminals, and that's how ICE got them back into the American population. That's the first thing they said. The second thing they said was they were going to give, I think the number was $1.3 billion for the actual wall. Trump said 5.7. He said 5, but he really wanted 5.7 billion. Okay. So they came to the table, they offered a slap in the face. I'm trying to sell a house right now. If somebody came up to me and said, oh yeah, I'll buy the house, but I'm only gonna pay you 1/5 of what you asked, and I can't think of an equivalent for the ICE thing. Let's just say they want me to do a lot more work. I don't know. It would be a slap in my face, and I'd say no. Trump's response to this was the wall's going to get built anyway. He will declare a national emergency, which was my prediction. My other prediction was the Democrats weren't going to negotiate. They really haven't. They threw up an offer that they know is going to get shut down so that they can then turn around and blame it on Trump. The same people who were calling for it, who have actually spent money, signed bills to give money to the wall, will not do it now. Wall's gonna get built. And it's really up to you to do your own research and figure out who's actually the people behind what's going to come with the wall being built, which is the next government shutdown. Is it truly Trump? Or is it the people who don't want to negotiate for the security of our country?